Welcome to the table with Linda and Matt. So Linda, what the heck are we going to talk about today?
Well, I've been getting questions from people about saying they're thinking about selling their houses this spring, but they don't want to talk until then. And it's like, no.
Yeah, that should be kind of a now conversation. So I think we're going to talk about the 4 Ps about preparing to sell your home.
Well, that's it. I mean, we want you to be ready to sell your house because it should be, in theory, a stress-free opportunity to go through this transaction and not be all
frazzled.
Frazzled.
Yeah, absolutely frazzled.
So the first thing you do is we need to plan.
Yep, planning's the first step.
So we come over, we talk, we walk through your house, we figure out what needs to happen. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Planning's very important. Like anything, this is the largest asset you own.
Exactly.
And you want to make sure that it's, again, as Linda said, stress-free. So our second thing here, following along that P theme, is preparing.
When you are prepared, everything can fall into place. It is amazing the difference that you can have when you know what's going to happen and when. We've had listings where we think we were well planned and then stuff happens. But when you have at least a strategy going forward of what you want to have accomplished, then we know how to zig instead of zag. It all is getting everything lined up, because what we don't want you to do is stress about what's going to happen. And because whether we're doing a minor facelift, whether we're just simply painting or what have you, we don't want there to be surprises, because it's the surprises in a transaction that tend to really upset everybody's emotions.
You know what, there's always going to be those little bumps in the road in any transaction, in anything you do, on this scale. And as Linda said, it's really about just preparing for it, knowing your contingencies, and of course having the experts there who've been through this before, and we do it for a living.
Right, and doing what's really important, doing what's going to pay off for you, and not just, doing what you've always wanted to do. Because sometimes if it's too personal, it's not really going to give you return on investment. Some things are important to do, and some things are less important to do. And depending on what our budget is to prepare the house, or the time that we have to prepare it, will help you to prioritize what needs to happen and when. So that way, when it is the time for you to get on the market, we're ready to go.
Absolutely. And now we're on to our third P, which is my favorite, packing.
Packing.
Yeah.
Well, my husband, I'm sure, would be happy to tell you that he could pack up more than half the stuff in our house, and I would never miss it. So if you know you're going to be moving, the best thing you can do is start to pack, because we want a minimal look to the house. We want it to be depersonalized, decluttered, and this is a great opportunity for you to get rid of things that you haven't touched in the past 10 years. We all know we haven't.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, and get rid of it.
Yeah.
Toss
it.
Why?
Donate it.
Donate it. I mean, Habitat for Humanity is a great place to give some of your old furniture. Goodwill, Hope, there's lots of charities out there who are willing to come out and pick up from you all of your personal items that you no longer care for. So let's get rid of the stuff that you don't want to pay to move and that you're not going to miss. It's time. It's time to purge.
And what's a good thing to remember too is, affectionately known as the unofficial Braun motto, which is when in doubt, throw it out. So that brings us to our last P, is packaging, which is very different than packing. And Linda, you'll tell them why.
Well, packaging is really talking to us about how we're going to be marketing your house. So everything pulls together, from the planning of when we're going to do it and what we're going to do, preparing the house, getting everything packed up so it's ready to be staged and ready to be presented to the public. When we're packaging your house, we're looking at the comps, we're figuring out how we're going to market your property, what's the best way to position it within the marketplace, and get you ready so that when we're ready to put it on the market, it's a smooth rollout, so that way you know exactly what's going to be happening. And part of all of our P's includes whether or not you're going to be living in the house. Are we able to, are we going to be able to stage it? Are we going to be able to have it vacant? And also helping you plan for where you're going to be moving in the next transition. part of, we can go backwards to planning, because as we're sitting here and talking about everything with you guys, it's also going to be talking to you about where you're going to be going next. Are you going to be renting? Are you going to be moving in with family? Are you going to be buying something? Are you going to be renting? Do you want to be living here while you are selling the house? Or do you want to be out? Do you want to move out for a week or two?
Very doable. We've had clients do that.
Absolutely.
And you know what? It's important, depending if that next step is moving out of the area, it's coordinating that. You know what? Linda and I have a huge network of realtors who we've met through the years that we can introduce you to. And so you already have that built-in trust of knowing that you have a professional realtor who knows the area, who's experienced, and you know, is able to help you find that next home. And that takes time. And so that's why starting now is an important thing. And you know, we take our time with each one of those steps because things evolve through the weeks, you know, till the end of the year.
Well, and time goes, things take longer than you think it's going to take. Time flies. We all know that. Time flies faster than what we think it's going to take. So we want you to feel like you are ready. And at the same time, as you're talking to us now, we are building our team. Okay, so that we know that we have those fundamental trust relationships established, that you know that this is what we're going to be doing, that we're all in it together, and that way when it's time to put the house on the market, we are ready to go, and you are ready to go. And whether it be preparing for financing and it's preparing for the move and getting you out of the area, or finding or something here in the San Jose area, whatever it is, we want to make sure that that transition is thought out, logical, and gives you the upper hand, because that's the most important thing, is giving you that sense of calm and being positioned so that you can be proactive into the market and not reactive.
Absolutely. And you know, as Linda said, timing is everything. And now we're here at the middle of September. The end of the year, we're almost to Halloween here. So as the end of the year, start now. You can take your time with it. It's not going to be stressful, and we can do it right for you. We can put it all together. We can put that whole package together for you so we can effectively get you the most for your home.
Trust us, this will be a much easier transition than you realize it's going to be. So, and
it's true.
And once again, and getting us in early will allow us to help advise you and guide you on what your priorities should be and where you will get the most bang for your buck on your efforts in getting the house ready to market. So I think that's it. We've covered everything.
I think we covered it all, which is wonderful.
Well, and we're ready to talk with you about listing your house, whether it be now, we can move fast, or we can help you through that planning process and talk and get your house on the market next year. But either way, I think it's good for us to get that relationship and dialogue going, so that way you are, you know, where you're going and what you're going to be doing.
Definitely. Take care. Thank you for tuning in and watching us.
And we look forward to seeing you next time at the table.
Thank you.
Bye.